This is the Mark VIII Heavy Tank, also known as the Liberty Tank, the Anglo-American tank design that was the first US heavy tank. Here is its story. In 1917, Britain was already in a world of trouble. Their impressive industrial capacity had reached its limit. Manpower shortages and the ballooning national debt were extremely dangerous, and solutions were needed post haste. Entered the US in 1917, untouched by the war, and many in Britain saw a solution clear as day. Meanwhile, in the US, the need for tanks was understood. The first to go to the British was the Navy, seeking the most advanced tanks for the Marines, which was the Mark VI project. However, the British pulled a fast one. They simply pretended that there was a Mark VIII being designed, a far more advanced tank, which was a bold lie, as the Mark VI was indeed the most advanced, albeit handicapped by the new limitations of the British industry. They then invited the Americans to contribute to the project as much as they wanted. The lie worked, and so the Mark VIII came to be. It was designed both by the British and US engineers. Now, the tank itself, in the British service, it was an 8-man tank. In the US service, however, it was either a 10 or 12-man tank, depending on the time period. The name Liberty Tank is its US name, named so after its engine. It was also called the International. It was decently armored, and a lot of its design was inspired by the Mark VI. It was narrower and had great trench crossing capabilities. It was a rather advanced tank for its time. When it comes to the armaments, it is important to note that there were no male or female variants. There was but one variant, which had two short-barreled 6-pounder guns mounted in either sponson, and it was armed with 7 Hotchkiss machine guns or 5 M1917 Browning machine guns, as the US removed 2 machine gun positions later on, leading to the drop from 12 to 10 crew members. However, it came too late for the war, as it was intended to see combat in 1919. In July 1918, a prototype hull was made in Britain and sent to the US. However, it would only be fully assembled by the end of September. By the end of the war, only 24 hulls were completed in Britain. In the US, following the assembly and testing of the prototype, production began in 1919 for 100 Liberty tanks. None of them saw service, and they were deemed obsolete in the US in 1932. Today, only 3 survive, one at Bovington Tank Museum in Britain and 2 in the US. Vozdra.